Hi everyone, we are a group of students that participated in the UnaVEx Exchange Programme for 2025. For the action task that we were asked to do within the UnaVEx Exchange Programme, we decided to propose a project about the use of plastic. Our team, composed by 6 different students from 6 different countries, decided to take on the challenge of reducing the use of plastic in our daily lives. From supermarket shoppings to daily habits, we decided to reduce the use of plastic to zero and to document how we are keeping up with the challenge with small videos. In this final video, we have combined all our experiences and prepared some reflections about the use of plastic in different countries. After all the clips and our personal reflections about how is plastic affecting our countries, you will see some reflections that we prepared and they are resonating all the topics that we discussed about during the UnaVEx Exchange Programme. Small changes that make a big difference. Are you ready to join our challenge? Let's go!
Have you ever tried to shop without plastic? It's almost impossible. Everything comes wrapped in plastic. Plastic is a big problem. It takes hundreds of years to break down, and lots of it ends up in oceans and landfills. So, what we can do? Choose fresh products without plastic. Bring your own bags and containers. Support brands with eco-friendly packaging. It's not easy, but every small step counts. Less plastic, better planet. Are you up for the challenge?
This week I focused on shopping without plastic. I chose fresh products like bananas, mango, ginger and bell pepper. Buying loose fruits and vegetables is an easy way to cut down on plastic. For other groceries, I picked products with sustainable packaging. My cheese, oat flakes, sugar, tea bags, potato, baking paper, all came in paper-based packaging. I bought coconut milk, fresh milk in cartons. One of my best swaps was laundry pots in a cardboard box instead of plastic. Small changes like this make a big difference.
In Finland, waste generation is well organized with clear guidelines for recycling. But despite this, I still see a lot of plastic waste in the bins, often more than paper or cardboard. This shows that recycling alone is not enough. If we take the zero plastic challenge individually by reducing, recycling and refusing plastic, we can cut down waste at its source. Every small action counts. If we commit to a plastic-free lifestyle, we can reduce waste and create a more sustainable future for everyone.
Hi everyone, come shopping with me in my local supermarket in the Netherlands. Sadly, a lot of veggies are wrapped in small plastic containers or even individually wrapped in plastic foil. Look at all these products that are individually wrapped just for our own convenience. These are products I can easily cut by myself and I don't need to buy unnecessary plastic. Thankfully, there are still quite a lot of options for me to choose from as they are not individually wrapped in plastic. I can just take it with me like this, or if I really need to put it into something, I can choose for the paper bag. That still contains a little bit of plastic, but at least it's better than the plastic bag. Also, when I'm shopping for eggs, there's the option between a cardboard packaging or a plastic one, and same for milk. I will just choose the cardboard ones. Sadly, for my meat substitutes, there's only packaging with plastic and cardboard. So for the upcoming weeks, I'm going to try and find alternatives. It is inspiring to see that some brands are already improving. Look at these packages. Their packaging is made 90% out of plant-based material. That was all for this week, but I'm really excited to find some more alternatives next week. Hi everyone, it's the second week of the Sustainability Action, and this week I will take you along to my local market. As I realized that there's so much plastic in normal supermarkets, I set a goal for myself this week to try and find alternative locations where I could find produce with less plastic packaging. This market is super close to my house and I found some amazing products that had no plastic and were even organic. The market is not here every day, only on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so I tried to find another store that I could go to with less plastic produce, and I found this one, the Samsam. This supermarket is an international store and contains products from all over the world. As you can see, it has a great variety of fresh produce that is bought every single morning, and it almost contains no plastic. I'm super glad I found these alternative spots that I can go to from now on, as of course they contained less plastic, but it was also much cheaper than my local supermarkets, and the experience was overall better, as people were so friendly and welcoming. Hi everyone, welcome to already the final week of the sustainability action. This week was a bit different than usual for me, because I went on a little trip with my friends to Brussels in Belgium. It only took us 3 to 4 hours to get there by train. Before boarding the train, I of course wanted to get some snacks. But sadly, I was running a bit late and I didn't have time to go to my local supermarket to get anything. So I had to pick something at the station, and as you can see, almost every single thing they sell here is packed and wrapped in plastic. That's something I will definitely try and keep in mind for the next time I go on a trip, to buy something before I go to the train station. Then we arrived in Brussels and we went to the local supermarket, and I was a bit shocked by how many products were wrapped in plastic. Luckily, we were not really looking for any veggies, but we were looking for some fresh bread. It was the end of the day, but we were still able to pick our own bread, cut it, and put it in a paper bag. This is something my local supermarket at home doesn't have. It's always wrapped in plastic. During this trip, we mostly went to cafes and restaurants where we didn't need to buy any plastic at all, which was great. This is of course not representative at all of my usual weeks. I am back home now, busy with deadlines and other finals I have to study for. Although it's officially the final week of the sustainability action, I'm really excited and motivated to continue with this challenge. I found some great alternative spots where it was even cheaper, and also the people were super nice. I truly think every small individual action is important and can make a difference. And I hope that with this video we were able to inspire some other people that might want to try and take on this challenge.
So let's try to do a no plastic shopping. Here you have to buy plastic bags in order to weigh the products, but lots of vegetables and fruit are already in plastic. It's absurd the amount of food in plastic, even fruit with the skin or peel that don't require a plastic bag, such as bananas. But I managed to find the bananas without the packaging, and so I took them. Generally I buy fruits and vegetables at the street market, but today I just need something for dinner and for tomorrow's breakfast. But I'm really shocked by the amount of plastic used. Then I discovered that for cheese it's even worse. Like there is no cheese without plastic packaging. At the end, I managed to find one wrapped in paper. As I imagined with meat, it's all about plastic packagings. But what shocked me the most during my shopping is that lots of products have a paper packaging, but still they are wrapped in plastic. Like plastic is put on the paper packaging, or it's still present in small components. But why? It's not necessary. You really must be careful if you want to do a sustainable shopping. So I'm done for today. It was really hard and I can't wait to keep up with the challenge. The other day I wanted to find a snack because I was planning to go to the cinema with some friends. And I noticed that it's really hard to find chips without a plastic packaging. These ones could work, but they have the upper parts in plastic, so they are no use for me. Continuing searching, I found these ones which are kind of similar. They have no brand and they're all made in paper. And still lots of snacks with double packaging. So they are in paper but they are wrapped in plastic. A few days later I was hungry at university, but I couldn't take anything from the vending machines. There everything is wrapped in plastic. Generally vending machines are no option for me because I always bring my own snack made at home. But making this challenge has opened my eyes. I was aware of our society's problem with waste, but really I started to notice that it's beyond normal levels. We produce too much waste. And maybe it's also due to our conception of just one use. Sustainability is not just about recycling, but also about improving our habits. Trying not to buy new items, but reuse the ones that we already possess. Respect the planet and be more cautious with the amount of waste that we produce. It's a totally different mindset, and we have to spread the word and make people realize how much waste we are producing. This week I was particularly shocked by a news published on a local journal. Because of the heavy rain that characterized Italy last week, an old dump from the 70s has re-emerged in a little town close to Florence. A landslide has shown an old dump created in 1971, and now we have to deal with waste produced in the 70s. Waste that were never processed but simply left in the woods, in this artificial dump that now has reemerged. The problem with waste is really urgent. Sustainability is about making sure that we meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. We have to correct the actions of the past generations and protect nature for the ones that will come. Diving into my third week of the Sustainability Action Task, here's what I bought, excluding all the vegetables and fruit that I'm going to buy tomorrow at the market, always with my reusable shopping bag. Currently I'm studying for a very big exam and I'm also doing my trainship, so I don't have much time to cook. I'm always looking for options that can make my cooking fast, but also without the use of plastic in their packaging. Most days of the week I have lunch at work, and here's what I prepared today. This is a plastic container, but I feel it's still a sustainable option, since they've been in my house for years and I use them since I was a little girl. I brought some of them here in Bologna. For water, me and my flatmates are using this carafe. It allows us to drink tap water and filter it, and we don't need to buy plastic bottles. For hygiene products, since I needed to buy new soap, I decided to switch to bars of soap that I really found very convenient. And also they are cheaper because you tend to use less products. What I didn't enjoy much was the shampoo, so I'm afraid that in the future I will return to these liquid soaps. When it comes to pads, it has been really difficult to find options that have no plastic or a very few use of plastic. I know that nowadays there are lots of cups that can be used instead of these pads. And of course there are more sustainable options that I want to try out, but I'm still really scared of it, and because of that I didn't made it for the challenge, but I want to try it out in the future, and this is a big goal for me. In my house we share cleaning products. Since we are students that live alone and to save as much as possible, and we go for products that are on sale. These ones are not emptied yet, so I didn't buy them this month, but I observed that the use of plastic here is really massive, even though there are some products that are made within paper. The past weekend I also traveled a little. I went visiting a friend of mine in Rome. We decided to go for public transport. We reached Rome by train and we came back by Flixbus. During our stay we used the metro and the buses in order to travel around the city. I must admit that it's not that convenient in Rome, but it's more sustainable, and also there are lots of cars, so we try to use public transport instead. On Sunday we went to Porta Portese Market. Flea markets are very popular in Italy and lots of people use them in order to find clothes or stuff, and it's a great option for not supporting the fast fashion industry.
Welcome to today's video, where I am exploring the impact of waste in our communities. I visited a local school to see firsthand the effects of waste on our environment. As you can see, the schoolyard is filled with plastic waste, which has led to a rat problem. But this isn't just a school issue. Waste in our streets can also block drains and cause major flooding. This problem requires massive change, and it is up to us to take action. So what can you do to help? Share your own experiences or suggestions in the comments below. Together, we can make a difference. Hello everyone, welcome back. As we saw in my previous video, plastic waste can have devastating effects on the environment, from blocking drains and causing flooding to harming marine life. But what factors contribute to plastic waste being so predominantly present in urban areas? It is clear that the widespread use of single-use plastics is a major culprit. To illustrate this point, I visited a mini supermarket at my university and was shocked to find that every drink on the shelves was wrapped in plastic. Not a single option was available in glass or any other eco-friendly material. This experience prompted me to make a change in my own daily habits. I started carrying my reusable water bottle with me rather than buying bottled water or soda from the store. It's a small step, but every bit counts. However, I believe that we need to think bigger and work together to address this issue. That is why I'm calling on shop owners to consider selling drinks in glass bottles or other sustainable packaging options. Not only would this reduce plastic waste, but it would also help to promote a culture of sustainability in our communities. By working together, we can make a real difference. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to share with you some simple habits I have implemented to reduce my plastic waste, and I believe they can benefit you too. One of the easiest changes I have made is switching from bottled drinks to using my reusable water bottle. Not only has this reduced my own waste, but it has also inspired my roommate to start reusing plastic bottles and finding creative ways to repurpose them. Another habit I have adopted is using reusable bags for grocery shopping. It is astonishing how often we use plastic bags to carry our groceries, only to discard them and contribute to the staggering amount of waste in our environment. By using reusable bags, we can significantly reduce our plastic footprint. Today, I had a craving for a gota, aka a banichao, and I made a conscious decision to buy it from a shop that uses paper wrapping instead of plastic. It is these small choices that can collectively make a significant impact. I believe that by incorporating these simple habits into our daily lives, we can make a real difference in reducing plastic waste and promoting a more sustainable future. Thank you.
I'm starting my grocery run by taking the bus. In a city like Berlin, using a car isn't really necessary since public transport is reliable. Even though this isn't directly about plastic, choosing sustainable transport options helps lower our carbon footprint. I decided to go to a drugstore instead of a supermarket because my goal today is to find a dishwasher detergent. I figured big supermarket chains would have way too many plastic wrap options, and I was right, but also for the drugstore. Almost all the products were in plastic containers, including the one I usually buy. It's frustrating to see so few options avoiding unnecessary packaging. After searching, I found a few alternatives in paper packaging. They all had EU eco labels and eco in their names, make them seem more sustainable. I also noticed plenty of plant-based milk alternatives, great for the environment, but almost always packaged with plastic. In the end, I picked what seemed like the best dishwasher tab alternative, only to realize later that it still had plastic. It dissolves in water, but likely releases microplastics, providing how tricky sustainable choices can be. Today, I'm on a mission to buy some food for my breakfast and lunch. I start with bananas, and as I look closely, I notice that nearly all of them have plastic. Some just have stickers, but some are wrapped with a plastic band for no reason at all. Next, I spot paprika, which is even worse. These are wrapped in plastic bags, and honestly, there is no real need for it. It's a perfect example of unnecessary plastic use. As I continue shopping, I remember that I need to buy soap to wash my clothes. My theory from the first video turns out to be true. Big supermarket chains often don't offer plastic-free alternatives. The only options are in paper boxes, but they contain tabs that release microplastics when used. So for this trip, I decided not to buy any soap at all. Then I head over to the pasta section. As a student, I usually go for the cheaper options, but sadly, all of the budget pasta comes in plastic bags. Fortunately, I found Barilla, my favorite brand, which happens to be plastic-free. I'm happy to pick it up since it's a sustainable option. Lastly, I tried to find a vegan yogurt, hoping to find some in glass jars. Unfortunately, every single option is in plastic. It's a bit of a wake-up call that even the vegan industry still has work to do when it comes to sustainability. It is clear that avoiding plastic is no easy task.
As single plastic use continues to increase plastic waste, leading to environmental pollution, harming both marine life and human health. Plastic reuse and recycling offers innovative solutions to minimizing plastic waste and protecting our environment. This week, I took a challenge to start reusing all the plastic bottles, plates, and containers I have. both at home and work, in order to contribute towards the plastic reuse initiative. I refill my plastic bottles with fresh drinking water instead of buying new plastic water bottles, and I reuse my plastic plates and containers. This move will go a long way in minimizing the quantity of plastic waste, and so I encourage everyone to join me in this challenge for a sustainable environment.
And now our reflections about the different topics on sustainability. Cultural sustainability has been explored by Isabel, while Dishni delves into ecological sustainability. Social sustainability is explored by Martina, and political sustainability discussed by Bianca. Yusuf talks about economic sustainability, and action sustainability is discussed by Moza. Thank you so much for watching. This Zero Plastic Challenge showed us that change is possible if we take one small step at a time. Each of us has proved that everyday action adds up. This is an invitation to rethink, and let's try to make a zero plastic world for all of us.